What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Wednesday, October 29th. 2025. My name is Chris Drummond. I'm a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very, very special guest that's coming on with me today, as she is a sophomore broadcast journalism student that goes to Louisiana State University. The acronym is LSU, the SEC school out there in the Bayou. No question about that. She works for Vipe Houston as well, as she has done some reporting for them. And we're also going to talk about her, I believe it's on, is it in the bench or I'm in the
Off
bench?
and off the bench. Quite the
In
name. I know.
and off the bench. That's right. And you're a host for that. And we're going to talk about that. But we're also going to ask her some get to know you questions. So without any further ado, I introduce y'all the wonderful, the talented, the passionate, and the very beautiful Ava Garza to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm very excited to have you on. There's no question about that. It was a no-brainer to ask you, and thank you so much for accepting. And listen, my first question to you is the same as it always is with everybody that comes on here, Ava, and that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models, any inspirations maybe growing up? But ultimately, what is your why for wanting to get into sports, for wanting to get into journalism, growing up in Texas?
Anybody that knows me well, um, would know that my why is not like, I guess, not as some person or not as most people in sports would kind of go about finding their job.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't understand football until my senior year of high school. And I'm sure we kind of talked about it before. Clute is not a big place. Like Jackson is not a big place, which is like our kind of like right next to town.
Yep.
Um, there's really no one there, and I would say that I don't know anybody that is in news from my school like ever. And I was a yearbook nerd in high school. Like I was kind of like I didn't
Right.
have I danced. Like I was never the athlete type, and I'm pretty sure if you ask my parents, they'd be like, "Yeah, we don't know how she ended up here,"
Hmm.
because I did not want to watch football, did not want to watch baseball. Like, please take me away from it. I'd rather watch legitimately anything else.
Wow.
Um, and then my senior year of high school, I got it kind of like a somewhat of an internship with Vibe. I was like, oh, I'll get the reps because I thought news was maybe something that I would want to do.
Sure.
Looking back at that, that was like the craziest statement I ever could have made because I give so much props to people in news, but I could never do it. Like I
Yeah.
could never do news.
You and me
It's
both. Absolutely.
so difficult.
Hmm.
But my senior year of high school, I literally had my football team teach me how football worked in 2 weeks before I had my first game. Then my dad was driving me an hour and a half there and an hour and a half back because we
Mm.
talked about it a little bit. Clue is really, really south of Houston. It's about an hour south.
Right.
Um, so I we got our bonding time in with those drives, but football grew on me a lot, and I realized that I really, really loved it. And so my like school district was like, hey, you can't be a dancer and cover the game. That's just like you can't do that. And I was like, okay, I'm quitting then. So I quit my dance team, and I had danced since I was 2. So it was a really, really big decision. Lots of
Wow.
tears with my mom. It was really, really upsetting for me. Um, and then I started going to games all the time, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I was like begging my dad. I was like, please, please drive me to another game. Please, I'll do anything. Please take me. And
Sure.
so it all started with my dad holding a phone on the sideline while I was interviewing coaches for high school games. And it's grown a lot since then. And so last year or over the summer, I had the opportunity to come back and work media days with Vibe, which was amazing. And then
Absolutely.
they asked me to do their sideline show that airs on Space City Home Network, which is a really, really big deal because everybody knows that Houston is a big market.
Yes.
And so it's a huge market. And so going from having my dad holding the camera for me like a phone on the
Mhm.
sidelines to my mom's friends and all of my hometown friends that stayed at home, they're sending me pictures from Texas Roadhouse and La Casona.
Wow.
Um, yeah, like showing or like like all of these like chain brands of like, and they're all showing like me on TV. And so whenever I come home, because my obviously my dad is no longer the one holding the camera,
Right.
my parents are rewatching my game on TV, and I like see myself, and I still like fully can't believe that it's real sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, but I would say that my why is probably because the people, or I didn't have someone to look up to in news at my high school. So I'm just hoping that I can be someone that, um, that's someone that I would say that I want to be someone that high school kids can look up to and see that you can in fact get out of Lake Jackson slash Clute, Texas.
So something like a trailblazer almost is what you want to be.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Something like
yeah. Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing, Ava. I really love that. I love the fact that you broke that down like that because, like you said, Clute is such a small city. We know Texas to be a big time state when it comes to high school football. We know that. Obviously, they made a whole TV series after that for sure, right? So, I love that. I do. And Houston is such a great market, and obviously where you're at now with LSU, that's a great market as well. I gotta ask you though, but before I get to this next question about dancing, because you said you did it ever since you was two. What are some genres of dance that you did that you enjoyed doing? Because I have two left feet. I can't move to save my life. But I love talking to people that are very talented at dancing. So tell me, what kind of dance genres do you like to do?
I did everything: ballet, jazz, hip hop, tap, contemporary, all of those things. I did competitive dance, I think from the time that I was 7 to probably the time that I was like 13 or 14. So I was super into it. My mom was a dance mom for a very long time. Really up until 17 or 18 whenever I ended up quitting my high school dance team.
Okay, so you had a pretty busy senior year of high school. I mean, not only you, if I'm not mistaken, obviously it's prom, obviously it's homecoming. You're doing reporting. You were the editor in chief of your treasure yearbook, if I'm not mistaken, doing a little bit of background research. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you had a pretty busy senior year. I don't even know if you worked or anything like that, but my goodness, if you did, shout out to you. No question about that. You doing your thing out there, or you was doing your thing out there in Texas. But also shout out to your dad as well, being a supportive dad, dropping you back and forth. I'm sure you've had some pretty interesting hour and a half conversations about the game and learned
Right.
about the game as well, for sure. So that's awesome. That's amazing. I want to ask this next question because you did pick LSU. You was LSU bound. Now, obviously, I want to know, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to LSU, or did you know that LSU was your number one choice always?
Honestly, I was never really I didn't have a team that I rooted for all the time. I was never that person. Anybody that knows me knows that I do not cheer for A&M. That's my one no-no. Other than that, I'm pretty open-minded, I would like to say.
Hmm.
And with all of the recruits that I meet, I was like I 100% cheer for people, not teams,
Sure,
other than you.
sure.
But in high school, my mom was like, Ava, college apps, like you got like
Yeah,
hurry up, like get them in. And
absolutely.
before football came into my life, I was big into Bama Rush. So I really genuinely was probably like, oh, I'll just go to Bama and Rush. That's fine. Like I'll just do that.
Hmm.
Um, but my old swim coach actually was a diehard LSU fan, and his family was like diehard LSU people.
Okay.
And so you know what? Maybe. And so I early submitted my LSU application, and I was like, well, if I get in here, then then that's it. If not, I'll just submit to every other school. But if I get in early, then that's great, and I'll just go with that. And then I got in. I was like, I should probably go visit this school. Like I should probably
Hmm.
do that. So
Hmm.
my parents took me to visit, and I loved it. And I didn't really feel like there was of any other place that I would want to go. I felt like UT was a little bit too city for me as far as college. And I love how walkable LSU is. I really love that. And as far as anybody that's getting involved in sports, I feel like LSU is the place to do it. I mean, we're an everything school currently before everything other than football, but everything school. We
Absolutely.
have a really big brand, and that was more so what I was about. And
Hmm.
I mean, in the time that I've been here, we won like a national championship in baseball, and our
Hmm.
gymnastics is amazing, and like yeah, our season hasn't been going the way that we wanted it to in football, but I'd say that we've had a couple of standout athletes that are, I would say that even though we didn't end up winning the game, we do have some very, very talented athletes on the field as far as
Oh, for
football.
sure. No question about it. They have a whole slew of athletes. And obviously it's
Exactly.
hey,
Yeah.
right now LSU is looking like wide receiver U, obviously with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson
Yes.
being two of those most recent ones. Joe Burrow obviously doing this thing. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a slew of talent that comes through there for sure, no question. I gotta ask you, have you been to New Orleans yet?
I have. My roommate last year was actually from New Orleans, so I got to visit Metairie, which was amazing. I got to actually, I went to one of the baseball games, the high school baseball games in New Orleans just to visit, so that was fun. But
Mhm.
yeah, I've had like my fair share in New Orleans. Not my thing, but I went to go visit. I like the vibes of it all. I think it's cool.
Absolutely. Now, my first time being in New Orleans is when I covered the Super Bowl this past February. So I was there for the Super Bowl in February, and the beignets, that was great. That was awesome. But the food there was just something different. I mean, I listen, I'm a person that graduated from Atlanta, Georgia, Kennesaw State University from the South. So I definitely know how Southern food is. You know how Southern food is being in Texas, but that New Orleans food was different. No question about it. The Cajun, the gumbo, the alligator that I had. They had a media party for us. It was just amazing. Like I had a really good time in New Orleans doing that, and I'm looking forward to going to San Francisco this next February as well to do it again.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
that would be
Yeah.
amazing. Okay. But I do have to ask you, have you ever been in Death Valley as far as visiting the football stadium? Because I am very jealous of everybody who gets a chance to go there because I have not been there yet. That's one of the SEC stadiums I haven't attended. Have you been there and what's the atmosphere like?
Oh, absolutely. Now that I'm a sophomore, I went to all of the games last semester.
Mhm.
I actually went to the A&M game last year at the at what Kyle Field at Kyle
Yeah.
Field, which
Yep.
was awesome. I do think Death Valley at night is better, and you can quote me on that.
For sure.
I would say that yeah, our I love our stadium so much, and I would recommend it to anybody that's coming to walk around the tailgates a little bit, get to experience that, and definitely go to a game in Death Valley. It's one of the best experiences ever. I would say that the peak of every time that I've been in Death Valley. Best was the homecoming game last year against Ole Miss with the overtime. I was actually on the field and I like got the video of that pass that came into Kyron and it was oh my gosh, it was crazy. The field rush. Mike
Yep.
was standing right next to me, like he was like I have a selfie with him, like right behind me in the corner on the field.
Mhm.
Like it was a crazy experience. That was probably one of my favorite memories in Death Valley.
Definitely have it on my bucket list to go there. I've been to Alabama. I've been to UGA. Obviously, been to Sanford Stadium many times, with Athens being very close to Atlanta, Georgia. Been to Kyle Field. Been to Auburn. There's nothing. Jordan Hare is crazy down there in Auburn. No question about that.
I've been.
And I've been to some other places as well. But LSU, everybody tells me I should go to Death Valley. I'm definitely circling a date. I'm definitely going to make my way down there for sure at some point because, yeah, it's amazing for sure. Now, I want to ask you some favorite questions, Ava, and you just give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions, okay? So let's rock out. Favorite meal you like to cook?
The favorite meal I like to cook? Oh gosh. My roommate knows I'm so bad at cooking. Like it's actually like not I'm not joking. Like I'm so bad at cooking. But my roommate cooks really, really good. She just made chicken Caesar
Oh,
sandwiches and it was so good. So that was like definitely one of my tops. And my dad makes great food. I love whenever he makes steak. That's probably my favorite. But I can't
okay.
cook. So like don't ask me what I can cook because I got nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you, how do you like to eat your steak?
I'm like a medium well girl.
Okay.
Like
What?
I'm
Okay.
not a medium rare kind of girl. I'm like medium well. Yeah.
Yep, yep. I can do either or. Medium well, medium rare, long as it's not well done. If
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
I don't do the well
That's
done too well.
that's for me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm with you on that. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Ooh, the Taylor Swift, but it was like forever ago. It was one of my very first concerts, but I went to, I think it was the Fearless tour, Taylor's Fearless tour. That's my favorite.
So you are a Swiftie, is what you're saying.
Oh yes. Oh yes,
Hmm.
100%. Mhm.
Okay.
I
So do you
actually
have the new album? Do you have the new album of The Life of a Showgirl?
Yes, I really do. I
Mm.
okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still in my like teenage girl era, I would say, and she's very much so matured. So I have like three songs that I like on her album that I would like listen to on repeat. I'm definitely more of a Sabrina Carpenter girl right now, but yes, I am like at heart a Swiftie originally.
Sabrina Carpenter does have some good songs, no question about that. Even and their duet between them two is very good. I like that song between them on that new album. But I'm not a
Mhm.
Swiftie. I'm not gonna lie to you, not a Swiftie. However, her
It's very good.
1989 album was a classic, no question about
Yes,
that. Um,
100%.
and I'm a huge Wildest Dreams. That's probably my favorite songs of hers. Like I can
Oh, you ball knowledge. Yes.
yeah, I could rock out to that song. Like my brothers look at me like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "Yo, this is my song. I'm sorry. Like it's a vibe. It's a vibe. So it is what it is."
That
Okay,
will get you. It's so good.
absolutely. That's what's up. I love that. Okay, favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Wow, the Smoky Mountains.
Hmm.
Okay.
My favorite. Or Boston. I really liked Boston as well.
Okay, girl, you got some good taste. I like that. Now, obviously, I know about Gatlinburg. My favorite place, though, I will match your Tennessee, but I would say a different city, Nashville. No question about it. Nashville is definitely one of my favorite places, for a myriad of reasons. I just love the street Broadway where they have Bridgestone Arena, but I love the bar hopping scene. That's great too. I love the live music because they have authentic live music and musicians that walk around with guitars there. That's amazing. Also, the sightseeing of the different Hall of Fames and the Grand Ole Opera, that was amazing too. Plus, they had a last thing. They had a tour where you can ride on a bus and you're pedaling on a bus and you're pedaling around Nashville, but you're also drinking as well, which I think that is absolutely amazing. That was a great time. So me and my friends did that when we went down there. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
bet. Sounds
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah, it was dope. It was dope. But yeah, like I said, I like to work hard and play hard, Ava. So yeah, you would definitely get to know that for sure. No question. We're sports people. So I want to ask you this two-part sports question. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV, favorite sport you like to attend in person. They can be the same sport.
Definitely football and football, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we talking college or pros or both?
I'm not much of an NFL girl. I do obviously watch the people that come out from, LSU. So I watch Commanders because Jaden, like, loved watching, like, just old LSU alum, but I'm definitely a college football girl for sure.
Okay. Is there a particular stadium that you want to visit that you haven't visited yet, or maybe see a LSU play a team that you really would like a game that you really would like to go to?
Okay, I'm going to Alabama next weekend, but I
Mm.
don't really want to watch them this season. I would like to go next season and re-watch them at Alabama, but like that, or is it Nayland? I want to go to Tennessee's.
Yep.
Uh, we call it UTK, or I call it UTK. Everyone's
Yep.
like, "What's that?" But we call it UTK. But I would definitely want to go to University of Tennessee's stadium.
That is another stadium that I don't know if you
I've
ever been.
heard great things. I've heard great things.
Oh, they sing that Rocky Top song. It will get on your nerves. There's no question about it, but it's a great vibe.
My dad
They cheer
on Baptist
hard.
is the same with other people, so I get it. I get it.
Totally, totally. But it's a great scene, great crowd, great atmosphere. I've been to some UGA Tennessee games because I'm a Bulldogs fan. So yes, go dogs. However, um, it's been great. I love going to that stadium every time, and I also love the city too. Knoxville has a special place in my heart because that's actually where I got my sports career started as far as internships. I started there in Knoxville, Tennessee, so it always has a special place in my heart for sure. So I love that city.
Good.
Um, I will definitely ask you the last of the favorite. I'm a huge foodie, so I want to ask you favorite food place that you like to go out to over there.
Mm, Okay, most whenever I ask people like recruits that came in here, they're like, "Bro, you gotta try Superior." That's a lie because I'm from Texas and I refuse to eat Mexican food here. I think Superior is like good, but honestly, like if I was gonna get like Cajun food, me and my parents go back and forth about who has the best oysters. Personally, I think that it's Acme, but my mom loves Mike Anderson's. So like kind of depends on your vibe. Mike Anderson's has more of a hometown feel, whereas
Hmm.
like Acme is they have one in New Orleans as well, so it feels kind of like chain-ish. I personally like the oysters better from Acme, but I'll also plug Mike Anderson's because my mom loves it. So
I totally understand that.
I
I
do.
do. That's what's up. I love that. I am a huge well we mentioned it, I'm a huge steak person. So I do love Longhorn Steakhouse. I do love Texas Roadhouse. I'm a huge steak person, so I love that. Steak and potatoes. I'm very simple. But if I'm getting exotic with it, I definitely like Papados. I don't know if you ever heard of that type of restaurant. But I love Papados. But I've never had oysters before. Never had oysters.
It took some. It's my dad. It took some serious convincing. My dad was like, "Ava, stop being dramatic. Just try it." And then I
Right.
finally got over it. But
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
I would say that if I eat Mexican food, like there's a place at home in Clue actually, and it's called Taco Spot. That is like my all-time favorite place to get tacos ever.
Mm.
Like that is my go-to whenever I come back home on Thursdays to go like to do TV games. That is my lunchtime stop. That's where I beg my parents to take me whenever, we have a certain, like, little off breaks in college. Like, 100%, if you go anywhere, if you, like, if you happen to be in Clute, Texas, I don't know why you would. But if you do happen to end up there, definitely go to Taco Spot is one of my top five favorite places on earth. Like, seriously.
Well, it's funny you say that because I have an older brother that lives in Houston, Texas. And I typically like to go to Houston, Texas at least once a year to be able to visit him. I know Clute's about maybe 50 minutes to an hour away. So obviously I would definitely have to keep that in my mind. Obviously, if you're there at the same time, I would have to say what's up to you because that would be absolutely amazing, just to say hello to you. I would love that. Houston is just like a hotbed for a lot of sporting events as well. If I'm not mistaken, the NCAA basketball Sweet 16 and Elite Eight is coming to Houston this next
Yeah.
year. So it's definitely something in my mind to be able to go and travel because I love to travel and go to different places. Houston is one of my favorite cities to do so. So yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind for sure.
Absolutely.
I want to ask this next question to you, Ava, and that's basically your day to day operations. Now, you being a student, a sophomore student, and full time student, I'm going to guess that you take at least 4 classes, if not more, throughout
Um,
the week.
yes, I do. I take 4 classes. Yes.
Okay, so I figured that being a full time student, 12 credits or more, I figured that. But
Mhm.
you may work with Tiger TV as well, which I've had some people on here that have worked with Tiger TV out there in LSU. That's your, broadcast journalism station. But I want to know, what is your day to day operations of maybe what do you do with Tiger TV? What sports do you all cover? Do you just cover football? Do you cover other sports? How much time do you devote yourself to trying to do homework and classes and stuff like that because, like I said, it could be a really tough schedule when you're doing classes and you're doing work, but you're also having games late at night because LSU plays at all different kinds of times of the day. So tell me, what's your day to day operations like as a student?
So I don't work for Tiger TV anymore, but I did last year. I was the only freshman whenever I
Mm.
started. So it was really, really great because I had so many amazing, like, upperclassmen willing to kind of help me out. And I kind of got babied a little bit in the sense that they were like, someone was always there to help me if I needed them.
Right.
And our directors, her name was Madeline Frentress. She was amazing.
Yep.
And she was genuinely one of the best things to ever happen to me. She was so patient. I'm still learning with camera work, but man, did she help me because I would text her at all hours of the night. I'm like, help, 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 and so she was amazing. But yeah, I do have 4 classes. I would say that I get most of my homework done before 11 or 12 in the morning probably. So I get all of that stuff done early. And then as far as day to day, my roommate gets back around 1. So usually I try to eat with her. So I'm like, Ava, like get it together. Don't eat and wait for her. Usually I do, but I try. The effort's there.
Sure.
So I usually go into the living room and hang out with her for a little bit. We have like our little silent bed rotting time, is what that's what we call it. And so we hang out for a little bit. Usually around then, I do agree every day. Usually I have one off day, which is a harder version of reformer Pilates, really.
Mm,
So
okay.
yeah. So I really like that. I've learned last year that if I work out or like I do something of that nature for myself, I do better in school.
Okay.
So definitely really big on, helping your body help your mind. So
Absolutely.
definitely helps me clear my head a little bit throughout, just the day. So I get that done usually from around like 12 to like 4:30. Usually my latest class will be 4:30.
Okay.
Um, and then by that time, I'd hang out, maybe if I have any more homework done, I usually am pretty good about finishing it early. And I try not to study too late because otherwise it's not going to stick in my brain.
I feel
Um,
that.
yeah, and then on Wednesdays it's a little bit different because I do interview prep, usually for games on Thursday because I do have to drive back home for Thursday games, which is about 4.5 hours, and
Ooh.
usually, yeah. So I drive from Baton Rouge to Houston, which is like I said, around 4.5 hours. There, usually I stay home. Last week I did drive there and back in a day.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah, I want to be on TV real bad. But yeah, got my hours in. But usually, whenever if I do study at night, I'm studying what I'm about to talk about, and usually that's just looking up roster. I have a great coworker named Jackson DePasquale who is very, very. He's like my football brain, if that makes sense. I'm like, hey, is there anybody that I need to know? Because last year or the year before, like my senior year, it was a lot easier to keep up with recruits and who's
Right.
who, who's committed where, who just slipped their commitment, who has 30 offers on the table, stuff like that. Since I'm not
Absolutely.
in Houston anymore, it's a lot more difficult to keep up with them. Also, I'm old now in comparison to them. So I don't really have that like, oh, I hear about them through like a high school year, if that makes sense.
That does.
Because before I would have my like football team being like, oh yeah, like this guy's so tough, like you need to talk to him. He has like 30 offers, and it was just like, you hear like word of mouth. But now I'm like looking at Max Preps, comparing that to Huddle, looking at like all these different sites. But Jackson is really like the guy that I talk to if I'm like, hey, I just need a rundown of who I need to talk to, who's like, how long has this coach been here? What does their, district play look like? Stuff like that.
Right.
Usually I have what their season has looked like, what their defense and offensive strengths are, what their quarterback, like what his strengths and what I should be watching for on the field. Usually, I can kind of get some type of deal because for the most part, our people for Space City Network, I have an IFB in for the most part, and I can hear what they're talking about in the stands, like whenever they're actually doing their play by play.
Yeah.
My goal is to find a story and something to talk about that you wouldn't just be able to see from watching the game. So
Absolutely.
last game there was a cancer survivor and it was their pink out game. That's a big deal. That's something that people want to listen to, and it gives the people watching someone to cheer for.
Right.
Stuff like that, stuff that is about sports but not about sports. It makes people want to watch a little bit more.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, a story within a story, basically what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
And that's what we do as journalists, especially when you're attending what high school, this high school, I'm not, right? High school games.
Oh yes, all high school games, which could
So,
feel like college games, considering that Ridge Point, one of the high schools, literally has 20 plus commitments. That's
absolutely.
basically competing against a college level team, and whether it's D1 or D3,
Hmm.
it's difficult. And I mean, their O line has an Arkansas commit and an A&M commit, and I feel like that alone is enough to like be of somewhat of a collegiate caliber team, you know. So that's
Absolutely.
been kind of crazy to chat with them because you know they're going places.
Absolutely. No, I love that. I love that. And I love the dedication too. Like, no one would know that, Ava, that you drive 4.5 hours unless people like know you that are close to you, that like talk to you on a regular basis. But that is the sacrifice that you're willing to make to be on TV. That's the sacrifice you're willing to make to be able to get your clips, to be able to get experience. And grateful that obviously Vipe Houston is giving you that experience to be able to do that, but you're also showing the work ethic and you're also very good at what you do. Like I said, I've seen some of your interviews and some of your clips. I don't think anybody would say anything different than what I'm saying, for sure. And I love that. I love that you're doing that. But it brings me to a great point in question because being in this industry, I've been in this industry for 8 years. I graduated with my undergrad in 21 and I just got my master's in 25. So I want to know about mental health and work life balance. And the reason why I want to ask you this question is because more and more reporters have talked about the seriousness of mental health being in journalism, and talked about work life balance, and in your case, school life balance. A lot of times where they feel overwhelmed or burned out, some of those words that you hear, overworked, underpaid, you also hear in the industry, and people step away and they go to a different profession. I want to know, how do you keep your mental health strong, knowing that every week you got to drive 9 hours complete from 4.5 hours there, 4.5 hours back covering games, but also doing homework, also having friends, also going to games at LSU. How do you keep your mental health strong, but also still have that school life balance? Because you seem like a wonderful girl to be around, wonderful woman to be around. Sorry. And I certainly wouldn't mind hanging out with you, and I'm sure your friends don't too, but you seem very dedicated as well. Please explain to me, how do you keep it balanced?
So 9.5 hours is a long time to think.
Hmm.
I think I get to think about a lot. But I think the biggest thing for me is like, yes, mental health was definitely a little difficult for me whenever I was starting out. But I
Okay.
think the biggest thing for me was like my social media, is what I would want to say. Because I get I don't want to say mixed reviews, but like I have so many moms of athletes that slide up and they're like, "I love that you post your whole life. I think it's so cool that you're 19 and you're a college girl, but you're still doing what you love and like you're still finding your
Hmm.
way through the journalism your journalism industry and like
Right.
finding your spot." And I think for me, there has to be somewhat of a balance because whenever I got my social media, my mom always told me that I should be like 100% authentic. And that was her biggest thing. She didn't want to get me caught up in the filters, get caught up in Facetune, Auto-Tune, like all of those things, you know, and the editing part of like, social
Absolutely.
media. And so if you scroll really, really far back, you'll see me in braces. And I think my first, like, literally braces, two braids in my hair, probably the beginning of my freshman year. And I think it's in Mississippi or something along those lines. But we took a family trip, and that's whenever I started posting. And that's kind of been like, I posted my whole life literally since my freshman year.
Right.
That's always what it's been. I have never changed my username. It's always been have a great day. And that's always just been what it was. And then whenever I kind of started getting like, picked up as far as like my job and stuff, I kind of came to where I was like, I don't know if I need to like make a professional account, if I need to make a personal account and make have a great day a thing that's only, just my work life. But then I thought about it and it was a lot of pondering. I guess like a year or two ago, whenever I got into Tiger TV, and I was like, no, I've always posted my whole life on this account, and I'm not changing that because so, like
Good
like
choice.
I'm not changing that because I think that I know I like some of my best friends are athletes, and I know that any interview is really really nerve wracking. But I know that if someone is interviewing me and I can see their whole life on their page, and like for me, I get a lot of compliments about it because they're like, it brings you back down to earth. You're not just some random public figure that only posts about their work life. Like, you're a 19-year-old girl. You're celebrating your friends. You're going to the gym. You're going to Legree. You're celebrating birthdays and you're laying on the couch and eating cookie dough. Like you're doing all of the things. And I think that it's important to bring myself back down to earth sometimes because like being on the sidelines is not the only thing that I do all day. It's
Right.
actually the I do it once a week maybe.
Right.
And yes, I hop on the podcast, but like it's in my room and like this is the same place where I do my makeup in the morning, you
Mhm.
know? And so I think that it's really really important for me to be 100% authentic whether it is me going to a birthday dinner or it is me on the sidelines posing with the mascots. Like I
Right.
think it's important for also because I have so many little girls that DM me all the time and I try to get to all of them, but like I never can get to every single person. But I just hope that the way that I portray myself on social media makes like helps them know
Yeah.
and not even just little girls, like kids in general, know that you don't have to just be one thing. Like you can be everything and still be good at what you do.
I love that answer. I really do. And you gave great answers all conversation long, but I really love that answer that you just gave. And the reason why is because of what your mother said to you of being authentic. In this industry, you got to find your voice, your style, who you are, and you got to carve out a niche about how you go about things and how you're going to pursue this industry and how you're going to be in this industry. One of the easiest things to do is to look at somebody that may be a little bit higher than you, or look at somebody on TV and try to emulate them, and try to be that. And you got to be the best Ava Garza that you can be. I got to be
Yeah.
the best Chris Drummond I could be. And I know for me, I know I looked at people and I was like, man, they're doing it. I know I could do it like that, but you got to be authentic. And the best way to be authentic is to just, be yourself. And I thought about that too. There were some drives where I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and heading to Tennessee, the 3.5 hours of going there, and I was covering something, or I had long drives within the city of Atlanta. And I was like, man, should I create a different profile? Should I do a professional profile? But I'm much more than a sports reporter, just like you are, right? We do different things. This is just what we do and what we love, but it's not who we are. We're much more than that. But mental health and work life balance fits into that because there are times where we have our days. Everybody has days, right? And we deal with mental health differently. I like to work out. I like to just blast my music and go to work in the gym and work out. I like to write poetry. I like to be able to talk to friends. I call my mom up because I'm a huge mama's boy. So I'm definitely that, right? And I know there's things that you do too. So, but again, it bleeds into this next question, a great segue to this next question, right? You said you're 19 years old, you're still learning, and you've learned a lot. But what would you say to someone that's an incoming freshman, right? Somebody that you're older than, an incoming freshman to college, or those girls in high school that are seniors, that are journalists that want to pursue broadcast journalism in college? What kind of advice would you give those individuals, male or female?
Coming from me, I would definitely say like always stay 100% authentic to you and
Mhm.
just because someone else is okay with doing a story and it makes you uncomfortable, don't do the story. It's not worth keeping yourself up at night. But I would say that my mentor, Zach Tawatari, he always told me, and especially recently, he's always told me that no one ever gets hired for being the same as someone else
Right.
in this industry. So I would definitely tell them that no one ever gets hired for being the same as someone else. And so it kind of, like you said, bleeds into what I said. Always be yourself. There's no need to keep on like trying to be someone else or emulate someone else. It's okay to like, base a story off of or like, like kind of follow a storyline,
Sure.
but
Sure.
it's all about how you tell the story. So definitely just be 100% you all the time.
I love that. And I even to follow that up, I always tell people you're not going to please everybody in this industry. I've been in this industry
Never,
8 years.
ever.
You'll never please everybody. You're going to get some kind of trolls at some point, and it's up to you how you want to decide to handle those. For me personally, I've had people come up to me and say, "Why are you talking about my baby? Why did you say that my baby shot like this?" Well, like, well, ma'am, he did shoot like that in the game, and he's one of the pivotal players on the team. Unfortunately, he did not have a great performance. And I didn't want to bash him, just him alone. I talked about the entire team, especially with high school. I think sometimes, at least with me, when I write about high school players, my job is not to bash you because you're anywhere from 14 to 18 years old. This is doing something that you love. It's not the bash, but people got to understand that the truth has to be told. If you lose the game 66 nothing, and I'm covering the team that's nothing, and it's a football team, we got to tell the story. We got to tell the truth. That's an ugly score. So the game's going to be ugly, and the article's probably going to be ugly too if we're not covering the 66 team. But when you start getting into different levels, such as college and professional, that's when the mindset has to change, and that's when your demeanor has to change about how you report and how you're doing stuff. So I love that advice that you gave. I really do. I got a bonus question for you because this just came up in my mind, and that is, what is your favorite sport to cover? We know to watch is football, but as far as covering the sport, because I mean, being on the sidelines is great, but is there another sport out there that you like covering just as much?
Okay, so in off the bench has kind of twisted my mind a little bit.
Hmm.
I really do like football is my thing. Football is what I love to watch, is what I love to talk about, and that's my thing.
Yeah.
But I low key like baseball. Like I'm learning. I actually like last season I was at almost like every single game at Alec Box. Like I was there all the time. Like I basically lived there.
Wow.
And so like I wouldn't say that I like to watch baseball more than I like watching football because baseball can drag sometimes.
Mhm.
But if like my friends are playing and I get to watch them, then I can't really ask for a better situation.
Baseball. Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
like that. I like
Not a
that.
big
No.
basketball girl. I'm still learning that one, but I really do love baseball.
I'm definitely going to try to convert you on basketball. I'm going to try my hardest, my damn hardest to get you on basketball.
You can try, but many have tried and failed.
I
So,
feel it. I feel it. I'm definitely going to work on that for sure. But I don't want to deter you from baseball because I love some
oh,
baseball though.
yeah. Baseball has grown on me since being here, but it's pretty hard to like. It's pretty hard not to like it whenever you win the national championship. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
can't really hate too much.
Right, right. I'm with you on that. Totally with you. Now, this next question I have for you is called bucket list. Okay, so I want you to give me a bucket list of events or stories that you would like to do, and give me a top four of events or stories that you would like to do in your career.
In my career.
Yeah,
Um,
like sporting events that you would like to do or stories that you would like to cover.
Oh God. I would love to do a story on the Mannings, like just like them in general. I think that they have a great story to tell, not just about Arch, but like their family dynasty in general and how
Okay.
it kind of came to be. I think that that would be a great story. Let me think. Okay, this is not, I would say I could do this story right now. I need to do it, but I haven't.
Okay.
Um, my hometown is not known for many things, but we do have a very, very good water polo program, and I think that it's something that not a lot of people talk about.
A water
And
what?
a water polo, a really good water polo team. And
Oh,
so our coach,
okay.
Coach Brown, he's coached, forever. And finally, the like Texas made it a UIL sport, and so then it could now be like like a state. It can be a state competition. And so the first year, his boys won, and then last year the girls won. And
Okay.
like that's a big deal because you don't really win like that in Texas back to back boys and girls sports like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I would say that it's more so about the coach
Mm-hmm.
because he's had some really good kids come out of that program, and I think that that would be a great story. I would like to do a story about um if I could get all of them on an interview, I would love to do a story about all of the Heisman quarterbacks from LSU.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I think that that would be great. I did a story on Nick Saban, and his like whenever he came for college game day last year, I did a story on him for Tiger TV. I loved the story. Would it be 10 times better if I had Nick Saban's interview? 100%. So I would love to redo the story and talk to Nick Saban about it. My dream. But, yeah. And then
Mm,
also, I would love to do stories on, like a story on all of the coaches that came out of LSU. And if I could get all of them on the phone and just talk to them about what it meant to coach at LSU, I think that would be a really, really great story because every coach has a different why. But I
hmm.
think figuring out that why, like, was it the culture? Was it the team? Was it the community? Like, what was it that stood out, like, about LSU? To you, I think that story would also be pretty good. I think.
I think that would be the bomb. I really do. I think that would
People
be
like to watch
amazing.
that. I don't know, just my idea, just some ideas. But yes, that's probably my bucket list.
Absolutely. At least, listen, the reason why I ask that question is because I like people to speak things into existence. Realistic goals, bucket list goals of that. I would totally love to see you talk to Ed Ogeron. Oh, what a conversation that would be like.
My dream. He's literally one of my favorite coaches, like ever.
Hmm.
Ever, ever, ever. He just seems like such I was like, I wish I went to LSU in his era so that I could just like sit through a media conference with him. Like seriously.
Absolutely, no question. Can we talk about your podcast, or the host of the show that you're hosting right now? I want to know the origins. I want to know what type of topics do you talk about in there? Do you have a co-host? How many show episodes do you do a week? But basically, start with the origins of why you wanted to start that particular show.
So they actually started it all on their own, and they've been doing it off the bench for maybe I want to say six. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say around 6 years. So they've
Mm,
been doing it for a while. But they actually reached, or Jim actually reached out to me on Instagram, same as you, and asked me or asked if he could interview me
sure.
on my show. And so he reached out, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was my first ever I'm not asking the questions you are podcast. And so I was so nervous. And so got on with them great. And so then he kind of reached out and he was like, hey, would you be willing to, come on the show and co host? And so I was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'd love to do that. It was my first ever, like, podcast. I did a little bit for college, Voice of College Football,
Yeah.
but, like, it wasn't like that. And so I say we now, we interview college athletes, mostly college athletes. We've dabbled into high school, and that's mostly been on me because I know so many recruits from just my job in general that have such amazing stories.
Yeah.
But we mostly interview college athletes, and it's usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, depending. And we have and off the bench, and then the purple and gold. Purple and gold is specifically for LSU athletes because there's so many of them, and so that's kind of its own like niche thing because LSU people like to hear about LSU athletes, you
Sure.
know. But with and off the bench, we have athletes from Mississippi, like literally all over Mississippi State, UCLA, like you name it, like Kentucky. We've gymnasts on there. Sometimes it's really, really crazy. But with purple and gold lately, we've been having baseball players, which has been so awesome because it's I like to know everybody because I like to know who to cheer for. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know them, you want to cheer for them, and that's what makes it personal. And I
Hmm.
think that's what the show is about. It's about like like you whenever you listen to podcasts, you makes you kind of like get to know the person, and whenever they say something that sticks out to you, makes you want to cheer for them. So I think it helps for any athlete, whether it's a football player that has a bajillion followers or it's a baseball player that just got here and has like under 100 followers. Like it gives your fan base something like some things to know about you, and I think gives like the community some people to root for.
Okay, I love that. Now, when does this show normally like air? When do you guys normally do this?
With college athletes, I mean, I know I'm a college kid. We have no time during the day. Most of the time, I mean, they're usually on the field or at doing homework in Cox doing like tutoring stuff. So usually we air Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 8 or 8:30, sometimes 9 if they can't get home. And it's
Right.
like in season stuff. I know for my best friend Allie, she's on the volleyball team, and we couldn't get her until like 9:30. So like we're pretty flexible about that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, unless an athlete can't make it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're pretty flexible on days if they can't.
Okay, okay. I'm definitely going to have to check that out, Ava. There's no question about that. I'm definitely going to check that. I'm always looking to listen to different podcasts and different shows, so I would definitely support. No question. Now, we've reached the portion of my podcast now that we're going to do my interactive game, which is called This or That. It's a game I like to play with all of my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's very simple. I'm going to throw some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, Ava, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Let's rock.
Okay.
Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather eat at? Longhorn Steakhouse or Texas Roadhouse?
Texas Roadhouse.
You like the cinnamon buns, don't you?
I actually don't really like cinnamon butter. Hot take. Hot take. I don't like
That
cinnamon
is,
butter.
oh my lord, that
But
is
I
definitely
girl,
that's
so
definitely a thing.
I'm a Texas Roadhouse girl.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Okay, all right, here we go. When it comes to the chicken wings, which flavor would you rather have on the wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Neither. I'm a plain person. I don't like either. I'm a loser, and I don't like either of them.
Baby, we are like starting off on the wrong doggone foot here.
I
What is going
know,
on?
I know,
What's
I
going on,
know,
girl? Come on now, we got to have something to eat. Come on now. Oh, you said
I
plain
know.
wings.
I eat
Okay.
them with ranch. I eat them with ranch.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's not bad. Okay, let me. Do you eat bone in or boneless wings?
Bone in. Bone in. Bone in. If not, it feels like a chicken nugget, and it kind of weirds me out.
Okay. Well, you've redeemed yourself. That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Kind of
very
weird.
good.
Yeah.
I feel that. That's awesome. Okay. These next five questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. Is there a particular genre that you like, or do you listen to all kinds of music?
Mostly, well, I listen to everything really. I really like country music too. I dabble in house, really everything except for rap, except for Big X the Plug. I like that guy. That's it.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Well, listen, here we go. We're gonna start off with this. Which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Beyonce or Rihanna?
Ooh,
You said, "Ooh."
Rihanna, Rihanna,
Are
Rihanna.
are we confidently sure?
No, Beyonce. I take it back. Beyonce. I feel like
You sure, Ava? Is that your final answer?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. I'm with you on that. Listen, that's a beautiful answer. Part of the
Yeah.
beehive. I love that.
Hmm.
Okay, here we go. So now I'm gonna switch genres. Which
Oh,
music artists would you rather go see in person? Would you rather see Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen?
um.
Judging from your face and your mouth drop, that's a very hard decision.
Oh my gosh, my dad is gonna kill me either way. Um. I. Luke Combs. Luke Combs. Yeah, Luke
Okay.
Combs. I think.
Now,
Yeah.
now, I just want to preface this by saying I love both artists.
Yeah.
Both artists are great.
My
It's great.
dad is gonna be like really Ava either way, so it's okay.
Right, and that's okay. That's all right. It's a tough
Yeah.
decision. They're gonna get a little tougher though as we go. So here's the next one. Okay,
Okay.
which music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Carrie Underwood or Casey Musgraves?
I don't. I guess Carrie. I really don't listen to either, to be honest. Like, I'm not really a big like country girl. Like country so Carrie Underwood, I would only say only because like I know a couple of her songs. I don't know any Casey Musgrave songs, unfortunately.
Okay. So here we go.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to we're gonna go back to the R&B. Okay,
Okay.
and go slash pop. We'll go back to that. Which
Okay.
music concert would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Chris Brown or Usher?
Oh, Chris Brown! I would go to Chris Brown, 100%. That yes.
Okay.
Chris Brown. I love
That
Chris Brown.
That excited you a little bit. I love that though, because
I
he
mean,
has a
I
great
love
concert.
Usher. Like, don't get me. I love Usher, but like, I really love Chris Brown's music. Don't like not. I don't really love Chris Brown, but I love his music, like all of it.
Well, that's good because I love it too. Now I love it too. That's amazing. I love that. So here's the last one of the music. Okay,
Oh
which
gosh.
music artist would you rather go see in person? Last one, Ariana Grande or Post Malone?
Oh, Ariana Grande. Hello, that's not even hard. Ariana Grande, all day.
Have you seen Wicked?
Yes. Oh my gosh, of course. Yes,
Okay.
and I sing Dancing Through Life at least once a day, if not more. And I could probably sing most of the songs on
Hmm.
that album.
I'm a huge theater person. If it wasn't sports that I was in, I would be
I used
theater.
to be a theater nerd, so I get it. Like,
Okay.
that was my thing.
Absolutely. I'm a huge Wicked fan. Hairspray, Rent.
Hairspray. Whenever
Mhm.
I went to New York for my senior trip, I went with my grandma and my godmother, and we went to go watch Moulin Rouge. It was so good.
That's pretty
So,
good too.
so good.
Absolutely. So you're definitely going to see Wicked 2 in November when it comes out.
Oh, absolutely. I will be pulling up with my
Okay.
like roommate Abby, and we will be watching. We'll probably
Okay.
cry the entire time, but yes, we will be there.
Yes, obviously Popular is one of my favorite songs from Wicked. So I like the Popular song. So yeah, absolutely. Okay. Okay, you know your stuff. Let's go back to sports. Which
Okay.
sport, if I forced you to sit down and watch TV, which
Oh,
sport would you rather watch on TV? Basketball or hockey?
oh, hockey.
Okay.
I would love to watch hockey.
Okay.
100.
I love
Yeah,
that. Hockey's a
yeah.
great sport, no
Mhm.
doubt. Which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Oh, I'm boss at badminton. I'm so good at it. So like definitely badminton. But I used to my okay, so I was like whenever I was little, my grandma would take me
Hmm.
to the bowling alley and I had
Hmm.
this like little pink sparkly bowling ball and I had a suitcase for it and I would roll it around. It was great and I had a little monogrammed Ava on it. So but I'm definitely better at badminton now, but I did have a pink sparkly bowling ball.
So 51% of me is believing you, and the other 49% of me is calling cap on that for some
Like
reason.
skills?
Yeah, I just I'm thinking that I'm
I'm
thinking
so
that
good
you're
at it. I
mid.
consider joining the club team here.
So you're like that.
Oh, it is like that.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, so would you say that you're her instead of him? You're her when it comes to badminton.
Indeed, probably.
We're gonna have to test that out. I promise you.
Probably.
We're
You're
gonna have to
probably
test.
gonna beat me. But in here, I am her at badminton.
I guess it starts with the mentality first. So I appreciate that. That's what's up. I like that.
Okay.
Now, do you like desserts?
Oh, yes. My roommate makes me sweet treats all the time.
Shout out to your roommate. No question about
Shout
that.
out to Abby. She
She's
has
amazing. She's
the best
amazing.
ever.
I want to name four categories of desserts. What I want you to do is
12. This is
is
like,
take one of these categories and eliminate them, so you can never eat them again. Okay, so here we go.
that's rude. Okay.
I know, right? It's unfortunate, but you know what? I want to see which one you're going to take away because I'm intrigued now. First category is cookies. The second category is candy. The third category is ice cream. The last category is grouped together pies/cakes. Which one are you getting rid of, Ava?
Candy.
Girl,
Candy.
girl, you on
That's
point like a period.
light work. Candy. For sure.
Mm.
Lucky for that one. I'm good with that.
Well, you ain't got to sweet talk me. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
No pun intended. Yes. No sweet talk.
Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that. Now, I want to ask you though, what is your favorite ice cream?
Um, I really, really, really. It kind of depends on where I go. If I go
Hmm.
to Marble Slab, then usually I'm a strawberry with white chocolate chips girl.
Wow.
If yeah, kind of niche. And then if I do what's it called? Baskin Robbins, then I'm pretty basic. I do rainbow sherbet with rainbow sprinkles. I don't like chocolate cake. I don't like chocolate cookies other than chocolate chip cookies, but I don't like chocolate batter. Don't like chocolate icing, no chocolate ice cream. So that, like all of those are no. But I do like chocolate bars, like chocolate candy.
What?
But if I'm like, yeah, I like cookie dough ice cream if I'm doing like
Mm.
custard. I like a little like vanilla custard with like cookie dough. If I go to what is it called?
Wow.
Here,
Wow.
yeah.
That
Or oh my gosh, so everyone probably gonna get hate, but I really like mint chocolate chip ice cream as well.
no, no, because a lot of people on my podcast name mint chocolate chip, but don't hate me. I've never tried it. I've never had mint chocolate chip ice cream before, ever. Not to say I wouldn't like it,
Have you
but
lived this long without trying it?
I
Hello?
know, I know. I've been on this earth for a little bit, and I still have not tried it. I'm a huge cookies and cream guy, so I'm cookies and cream. I'm chocolate chip cookie though.
I love a cookie
Um,
two step. I'm really good. I really like cookie two step.
yeah, absolutely. And I grew up in the West Coast, so I grew up in the West Coast where we had Baskin Robbins, but we also had Ben and Jerry's. So I grew up on Ben and Jerry's a lot, and milk and cookies.
Bluebell people from Texas, we're a big Bluebell.
There you go. There you go. And I love me some Bluebell. I love that. Now, do you like potato chips?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so I'm going to do the same process. I'm gonna name four brands. You got to get rid of one of these brands you would never eat again. So here we go, Ava. Let's rock
Okay.
with it.
Okay.
First brand is Ruffles. The next brand is Doritos. The third brand is Pringles. The last brand is Lay's. Which one are you getting rid of?
Pringles.
Mm, girl, I'm trying to tell you. Now, see, you are redeeming yourself now. From the earlier gap, you redeeming yourself. Now, here we go. I'm not going to say name the other three because you don't need to. But if we walked into a store and I said, Ava, can you go to the chip aisle and buy your favorite chip? What chip are you grabbing?
I low key like Funyuns. I love Funyuns. That's my go-to.
Oh, my
That's
Lord.
my go-to.
Oh, hell no. I just cannot believe all the chips in the world and you name Bunions? Oh man,
Oh my.
they are the worst chip ever made on God's green earth. And listen, and
I
I'm
would
gonna
not
give you
say
my rant.
Funyuns.
I'm gonna give
Oh,
you my rant. Okay, so
okay.
here's the three worst chips ever made, Ava. Number three, kettle chips. Whoever made kettle chips need to just be slapped with the black and the white side of my hand because it don't make no sense that kettle chips is they're not good at all. They shouldn't be ever made. I ate them with a cheeseburger, and I'm like, you don't eat kettle chips with cheeseburgers. I almost spit out the kettle chip. It was that bad. But I was in public, so I didn't do that. So number two, here's the second worst chip ever made: salt and vinegar. Whoever thought salt and vinegar should go together on the chip, mm-mm, mm-mm. Salt and vinegar is terrible. I can only eat two of those before I get sick. I'm like, ugh, that's just so nasty. It's so terrible. Now, Funyuns. Lord have mercy. Oh, if I can knock all the Funyun chips off the shelf and step on the bag, I certainly would. It would be that bad. Yeah, yeah. I know your mouth dropping. You got to close it. I'm trying to tell you, it is that bad. It's that bad. Now, listen, we can eat wings together because I like plain wings. We can eat burgers together. We certainly can eat steak because you and me, we are one accord when it comes to steak. But we certainly can't have no damn chips. That's for sure. Chips is out. There's just no chips. So I'm gonna leave those Funyuns on the shelf for you.
No, I was literally, I think I made it 19 years of life without trying salt and vinegar chips. And I was at my sorority house and I was like, I just grabbed lunch really quick, whatever. And I didn't look at the chips and I just opened them, thought I was eating potato chips. And then I tried and I was like, this is not potato chips. And I thought I was tweaking for a second. So I tried another one. I was like, it
Yeah,
still doesn't taste like potato chips. And then I looked at the bag. I was like, oh, this is not potato chips.
right.
So I could have gone a lot longer without trying them.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Well, listen, you can't knock something until you try it. That's just the way I see it. And now you can knock it. You can just tell salt and
I,
vinegar chips to go away.
I can definitely knock it. That is indeed true.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? No doubt,
Yeah.
no doubt. Now, I want to ask you. I asked you about advice earlier. You would give. What is some advice that someone has gave you though that you hold on dearly to?
Oh gosh. Um, I oh my goodness. I'm trying to think of the best from my mentor Zach because he's like my guy. And so like literally everything that he has to say is good advice.
Okay.
Um I literally my entire like game what I do from the beginning of the game to the end of the game is literally everything that he taught me. From keeping my questions short and to the point, like we're talking like one sentence, minute like max. That's that. Making my or like writing different points of like big things that happen throughout the game for my game wraps that I put it in my notes. Write
Right.
in all caps whenever you're trying to memorize your little whenever
Absolutely.
whenever you write your tags. I always write in all caps whenever I'm on the sideline with my notes.
Yep.
Um, I'm trying to think. Always take pictures of the scoreboard after every quarter. That's just in case I happen in case my fingers messed up or something. Always take pictures after.
Yep.
Um, yeah, really everything that Zach has like ever taught me ever is good advice for everyone. But I would really probably go back to what he told me with saying that like no one ever got hired for being like the same as someone else.
Mhm.
That's my biggest thing, and I have to like keep on repeating that to myself a lot this year specifically. That's been my one thing that I kind of had to like hold on to and really go from.
I love that advice. That's great advice. You did a photo shoot almost a week and a half ago that I saw, and I was like, "Wow, that look at that!" I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
great photography. Obviously, you looked great in it. I mean, I don't think anybody would say anything different. I'm not breaking news there. But what brought on that photo shoot? What brought on that photo shoot, and what was behind that? What was the origins about that?
So one of my other mentors, his name is Mike Orta, and I met him at the same time as I met Zach at the state playoff or at the Texas playoffs
Okay.
for football my senior year of high school. And Zach found me, really. I was terrified to meet them and like speak to them, and he came up to me first.
Oh,
And ever since then, Zach and Mike have kind of been like my biggest supporters through everything. If I ever had a problem, they're the first call. If I had like a camera question, first call. If I ever needed a connection, first call is Mike because like literally I can promise you I would say like 90% of the TV world he knows. It's ridiculous because he always has a connection somewhere.
yep.
Um, but Mike kind of reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I have a friend that does headshots at in Port Neches, which is just about an hour and a half probably from my home. It's a little I don't know if it's I don't really know where it is in comparison to Houston, to be honest. I want to say up
Sure.
here, but I don't actually know, so don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Um, but he was like, "Hey, I have a great friend that does amazing headshots, and I'd love for you to do them." And I was like, "Okay, great." So I came in and we shot a little bit of a promo video for him, which was awesome. And usually it's because like on that type of stuff, I'm usually behind the scenes. I'm the person asking the questions. And so that was kind of just a fun experience in general because every once in a while I do a little photo shoot, but if I do have pictures, it's usually on the sidelines. So it's kind of nice to have like some regular normal headshots.
Absolutely. No, listen, the photographer obviously did a great job. And obviously, again, you look very nice. There's no question about that. So I'm hope you're happy with the headshots that you got. But I just saw that and in doing my research, and I was like, let me ask her about that because
Oh
yeah,
yes.
that's pretty cool. Pretty cool to get that done. Two more for you before I let you go out of here. I want to know the game that you're doing this week. Tomorrow is Thursday. So you say you typically drive to Houston on Thursdays. What's the game that you're doing tomorrow that you're going to be featuring and on the sidelines for?
So typically, I would go down. Tomorrow's TV game is Ridgepoint versus Hightower, and I'm really, really sad. I'm actually not going to be able to make it to this game, unfortunately.
Mm,
One of the two that I think that I didn't make this year or this season. I'm taking a little bit of a second before playoffs if they happen to pick up. That's going to be a lot, and I just want to make sure that I have all my college stuff in line before that.
sure.
But yeah, it's Bridgepoint versus Hightower, two really, really good teams. I mean, Hightower has some really good kids on there, but Ridgepoint is they've been at the top of the 6A um, division for most of the season. I would say that they were they probably moved to the one spot. They should have been one at the beginning of the season. I think that any if they were gonna win state ever for Ridgepoint, this is their year. I mean, with all of the commits, with all the talent that they have on their team, there's
Right.
really no reason that they shouldn't go very, very far. If not, like this is the season for them to win state.
Okay.
So of course they're gonna have to compete with those Dallas teams, but I think Ridgepoint is looking really, really good. And I haven't watched too much of Hightower just because I've already covered a game with Ridgepoint. So like I kind of mentioned them beforehand with their O line and their with their receivers. I mean, they have so many great kids like Balin Jordan, like he's ridiculous, and Avery Morco, who's also amazing, and Hugh Smith, another lineman. Like they're all just really, really good. So I think
Right.
the high tech Ridgepoint game is going to be really, really good. I think Ridgepoint might get them just because of how much talent they have on their team. Knock on wood. But um, but yeah, that one's gonna be a good TV game. So I'm excited. I love Thursday Night Showdown. So I have the worst FOMO ever. I was on the phone with my mom and I was like, Mom, like I don't really get like FOMO from being at college stuff. I get FOMO from not being on TV, like on like TV games. It freaks me out because I hate watching them, like knowing that I'm not there. Like I have the worst sense FOMO ever. But yeah,
I totally understand that because listen, you just want to be there. You want to be there. You
yeah,
want to be active. You want to be around it. There's nothing like being in that atmosphere of being on TV, talking to the coaches, talking to the players, but also watching a great game because that's what sports brings. Sports brings the unknown. You never know what's going to happen in these games, and you never know what's going to happen in the crowd. You never know what stories you're going to find. You just never know, and that's one of the reasons why we like doing our jobs as journalists, because to be honest with you, Ava, I don't think I could sit at a desk all damn day, 9 to 5. I would be bored out of my mind.
I would say interacting with all of the kids on the sidelines has honestly been my favorite. Like last week, I was
Right.
at Klein Kane. Um, yeah, I was at Klein Kane, and it was so much fun. I mean, I think that was the most pictures I've ever taken with like at a game, and I got pictures with both. I usually try to get some mascot pictures, but I got to meet the mascots, got to meet
Mhm.
both student sections, got to see the cheerleaders, which is always fun, and then I even got to hang out with the opposing team's like TV crew, which was really, really cool because my high school did not have a TV crew.
Right.
I know they do now, but it was not like that whenever I was there. So it's always cool to kind of meet the TV kids and the kids that are working like behind the cameras, and so that was really, really cool. But that's usually one of my favorite parts of working the games.
Absolutely. Now, I want to get you out of here on rapid fire. Okay, so now did this or that. This is rapid fire. So the first thing that comes to your mind based upon these questions. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
All right, pancakes or waffles,
Waffles,
juice or tea, or juice or soda. Sorry,
soda,
ribs or chicken.
chicken,
Favorite Netflix TV show or TV series?
Bridgerton.
That's actually wow. I have not heard that one a lot on here. That's actually a good one. That's a sleeper. Favorite
Mm-hmm.
color?
Red.
Same as mine. I like that. Favorite board game?
Oh, oh my gosh. Probably Candyland.
Wow, that's a throwback. Okay, I like it. Favorite card game?
Uno.
Yeah, that's basic. Yeah, everybody says Uno. Okay,
Oh,
favorite.
hold on. That one's cool. I like that.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. Okay, if you had a choice to bring three people with you, so three plus one equaling four, with you on vacation, Who are the three people that you would bring, and where would you go on vacation? Now, Ava, before you answer, you can choose family, friends, or celebrities.
Oh. Oh. Um. Wait. So I'm picking three people.
Yep, plus you. So three other people to join you.
I bring Abby, my roommate.
Okay.
Um. I bring Sabrina Carpenter and Taylor Swift. That would be my three.
Okay.
Me.
Now, where would you go?
I would want to go to like somewhere tropical, like Costa Rica. That'd be fun.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Now, to follow up with that question, I want to say if you had a choice to listen to three artists or three songs on repeat and never get tired of listening to them, who would the three artists or three songs be? You could choose either one, three artists or three songs.
Oh, wait, so I can pick three songs or three artists in like in general all of their songs so I can
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So
Okay.
you can do either songs or artists, but three to pick that you would never get tired of listening to it that you could listen to on repeat.
I cannot believe I'm not saying Taylor Swift right now, but I would say Sabrina Carpenter,
Okay,
Ariana Grande.
okay.
Prob Kesha, probably.
Wow. Yeah, Kesha is a vibe, no question about that. Have you heard Ariana's Grande The Boy Is Mine remix? Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good
Yes.
song. Pretty dope. Okay, I'm with you on that. I want to ask you favorite sandwich.
My favorite sandwich? Like
Mhm.
if I'm making it at home or like
Well, eating in general, if you're eating it, like
oh,
what's your favorite sandwich?
I'm pretty basic. Like if I'm making it at home then I just eat it with turkey. But like if I go to Subway, then I eat a cold cut combo. But I don't like anything else on it, just the bread and the meat. But currently, my favorite is the chicken Caesar sandwich that Abby made me. So
Yeah, chicken Caesar
now
is pretty
that's
good.
my go-to. I didn't even know that I liked Caesar salad before Abby made me that. So I don't know.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Now, what is a sport that you would play that you would dominate in? That you think you would dominate?
Can I pick none? I'm so unathletic.
Hold on, you just talked about badminton.
Okay, but okay, I'm thinking like well, okay, that I would dominate in.
Dominate in.
Like if I was me, like I have to be like, like,
Ava, would you
like
be anybody else?
my if we're asking like my dream, I want to be I want to be an O lineman so bad, but that's obviously not happening. Like
No.
that's my dream, but that I would dominate. Are you laughing at me right now?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yo. I should not be laughing. But you said if I was me, yeah, Ava. Who
I
else
mean,
you gonna
like, if I
be?
got to be someone else, like if I would like to be Braylon Moore and be the center for like LSU. That's what I would like to be, but I'm not. So
I
that I
think
would.
you're wonderful being Ava Garza, and you would dominate swimming. What about swimming? You talked about having a swim coach.
Yeah, I had a swim coach and my mom let me quit because I was in fact that bad. Um, probably. Uh, can I like dance or something?
Okay. What about competitive cheer?
Ooh, I can't tumble. Um,
Ooh,
can I like? Oh my gosh, there has to be something that I'm good at. Hello, there
right.
has to be something.
What about basketball? Maybe you got some handles. Maybe you can shoot it.
Probably, maybe I could get good at tennis or something.
Okay. Now let's flip it. Which sport do you think that you would play that you would absolutely suck in?
Can I say football? Oh, baseball. Baseball. No hand-eye coordination for anything. Definitely baseball.
Wow.
I
Okay.
wouldn't be good at catching, wouldn't be good at pitching, and definitely would not be good at hitting. So I got nothing. I
I
would be
feel
like
that.
I'd be like the dugout like spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we need one of those. You need one of those on a team for sure. Everybody needs that. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's what I would
Okay.
have to do. The baseball team.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I have two more for the
Okay.
rapid fire. Okay.
Okay.
This next one is if you wasn't doing sports reporting, my occupation would be
I'd like to do the marketing for a sports team.
okay, marketing for a sports team. Okay, got you. If I had a dream game that I would like to cover, whether it's college, high school, or professional, if I had a dream game that I would like to cover any event in the world, it would be. Ooh, this is a good question. This is making you think. This is a good question.
Mm, I mean, oh my gosh. Any
Wow.
game? I I would really like to see. Oh my gosh.
A dream game being on the sidelines, girl. What game would you like to do that you would like to cover? A dream game.
I mean, hypothetically, like obviously love to cover the college like football championship. I think that that would be just like great in general.
Absolutely.
But specifically, if LSU was, I would love to see last year's Ohio State team versus our 2019 LSU football team. That's what I would like to see if I could.
Nah,
That
I would not. That would not be a fair game. LSU would smoke them by at least.
that's what I would like to see. Let me tell you, that's what I would like. That's what I would want to watch actually.
Okay, I'm with you on that. LSU would smoke them by a mile and a half. It wouldn't even
Oh
be close.
no, it would just make my heart happy to beat Ohio State like that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's true. That's very true. Okay, I like that. But you did say college football playoff. I loved your answer of
Oh
giving
yeah,
that. I
for
really
sure,
do.
for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Listen, this has been a really dope conversation. No question about it. Of learning about you, learning about you growing up in your hometown of Clute, Texas, which is about 50 minutes from Houston, maybe an
Mhm.
hour, maybe so of that. But also learn about your choices of going to LSU, learn about what you do with Vibe Houston, learning about you driving 4.5 hours there and back, covering games almost on a weekly basis, high school football, but also just seeing your dedication and really seeing your passion and your love for this industry. It's very alarming. It's very I'm losing my words here, but it's very noticeable about what you do, and I respect that a lot, and especially from a fellow sports reporter who loves sports just as much as you do, who has a passion for it as well. I'm a new fan of yours. I'm going to keep in touch with you for your journey as you continue with LSU and continue doing great things there, and continue doing great things in Houston as well. I want to thank you for coming on my podcast and rocking with me late night. And I want to ask you this very final question, which is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, sports reporting, LSU, or anything at all before we conclude?
Um, Nothing crazy. Follow my Instagram, have a underscore great underscore day. Um, that's it. That's it, I think. Yeah.
Well, I want you to have a great rest of your week. Again, you and I would definitely be in touch. And thank you for coming on to my podcast, Abe. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.